How many kids do you want?
Controversial things that we're doing at our wedding. Better? You look cute, baby.
Had to pull out the botas. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another TCR podcast with your one and only Lily Bay over there.
Ooh. What's up, you guys? It is me, Lily Bay, and with me today I have...
Your boy, Impromando, the one and only. Almost at 100K on Instagram. So if you don't follow me, go check me out. I'll be posting a lot of funny stuff. And lately... little pranking here and there to Lily Bay. If you watched,
got me today.
If you watched the last post I just posted, comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. I thought that was funny. But yeah, welcome back to the podcast, babe. Last week we had my homeboy Israel here on the podcast talking about everything credit. I learned so much things. A lot of things went viral too. And just so you guys know, if you want to get your credit fixed or anything like that, hit them up. But you guys, right after recording this podcast, I noticed that I forgot to tell you guys that I left the link down below so you could check out Córdoba Financial. But hold on, you guys, it actually gets better. For the next 5 people to sign up, he is giving you $50 off. But hold on, only available for the next 3 days. So go ahead and go check it out. All right, ahora sí, back to the podcast.
Yes, and honestly, Mando was telling me a lot of the things that he learned, and it's a lot of things that I had never heard of my life. Some I have, but the ones that that stood out to me were some of the things that he learned that I didn't know. So it was a really, really good episode. If you haven't heard it yet, definitely check it out. Don't miss it just because I wasn't on there.
It's one of those episodes that you go back. It doesn't matter, those evergreen episodes. So it's not about relevance, because like a lot of our podcasts are relevant depending on the week and what we talk about. But that podcast, you can listen to it in next year, next week, next month. It doesn't matter. So if you missed it, whenever you get a chance, a little 30-40 minute break, go check that one out. Highly, highly recommended.
Have you
implemented? Yes. Something we spoke off camera, implementing something there. Once it's done, I'll let you guys know. Until that day comes, then I'll tell you guys. But it's a real good one. You know?
I was reading a lot of the comments from some of the viral TikToks, and people be going in like they be like, "That's not real. That's fake." Da da da. And I'm like, you guys, he does this for a living.
Yeah.
Like he's helping out his clients and stuff. So it's obviously things that do work. And then I saw some comments saying that in some states it's different. So I could totally understand where they might think it's not real news to them. But as far for Florida, he's very known out here for helping a lot of people, which is why we put him on the podcast to begin with. And which is why Mando already started kind of working with him to see what we could do, or just to keep continuing to learn things about that. But
and it's a hour-long podcast. When you only watch 1 minute, you don't really get the full context on TikTok. So you got to go on the podcast if you really, really want to know what's up. But that's that. Spring break. Well, what was that? Spring break, babe. Before we get started on spring break topics, I want to read you the weather here in Tampa. And you guys comment down below the weather in your location. We have today, Wednesday, we have low of 61, high of 80, right? But towards the weekend, we have low to mid 40s and highs of 70s.
Pinche weather.
That's the highest. So it's going to feel great, though. It's great weather. Great weather. I'm excited.
No, it's not spring break.
That's
spring
true.
break weather. I was so excited that it was spring break this week. And I'm ready to be outside. I always say that. I'm ready to go to the beach, ready to go to spring. And all of a sudden, spring break, entra un cold front.
Yeah.
What the hell? Which is the reason why I'm wearing a sweater. Actually, one of my new sweaters.
Sheesh.
It says Hood Cowgirl. If you know, you know. If you were on my live, then you saw this manifest to what it is right now. But yeah, it's up on Guadi's already if you guys want to check it out. We actually posted it yesterday.
Before you move on, we did drop new arrivals on guaris.com. Something that we're starting to implement every like 2-3 weeks or something like that. Just drop new stuff. Once it sells out, we'll bring some more and things like that. It's something that we're doing something different this year, right?
Yeah. So basically, if you are OG subscribers or Guaris fans,
Yeah.
then you guys know that we've had a lot of shirts on there forever. Forever, we've had a lot of shirts on there. The reason why we still have those shirts there, some of those shirts, not always, 10 years later, 7 years later, is because those shirts still sell like crazy, really, really good. So I'm like, if we could continue making them, why not? They could be evergreen staples of Guari graphic t-shirts that we have on there. And for the longest, the first few years, as we are growing, the more you grow, the busier you get. So at the beginning, we had a lot of time to design. We had a lot of time to sit there and brainstorm. And like, what should we do next? Like, what should we drop here? But throughout the years, the more busy that we get, the harder it is to focus on the way we started, which was trying to make more time to find designs. And since our older designs are still selling like crazy, we're like, we'll just let it do its thing. And when we find time, we'll drop new things. Even though we do drop, we've been a little better lately, but it's not like, we're not like Fashion Nova and all these boutiques that every 2 weeks you guys could go on their website and that they have new things, right? And I do want to get to that point where we have a lot of new arrivals for you guys. I'm not going to call it drops because, for example, this like Western theme drop that we kind of do every year, I don't want to call it a drop. It's just new arrivals. Because for me, personally, a drop or a collection is when you release something that all makes sense together.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a collective, something that matches, you could wear with each other, or sometimes it's even the same print on different colored shirts, whatever the case is. But for our arrivals that I want to do every 2, 3, at least once a month, it's going to be more of our graphic things that we have. So I'm excited for that because Mando knows that I have a bunch of things up my sleeve.
Yeah, a lot.
So now that we're making time for that, it's going to be a lot more exciting, a lot of new things. You guys can go check it out every 2, 3 weeks, see what we got new. Of course, we'll keep you posted on the Instagram and on here and everything. But just so you guys know, if you're an OG, you know that we would ever barely post anything new, but just see it as, okay, I'm going to start all over again.
Now.
Every 2, 3 weeks, I'm going to go check out the website. And don't forget, you guys can always use code LilyBay if anything.
Nah. Use code TCR10.
Ay, por favor.
Use code LilyBay. So she sent you guys, so you guys go check it out. Spring break, babe. You any other plans?
No, I don't have nothing.
Sorry, excuse me.
We were outside this past weekend, so I'm ready to just sleep all week.
So I was actually on live because I like on TikTok live, I like talking about relevant subjects, right? And what's going on in the world, because sometimes everyone's algorithm is different. And I might not see what you see back at home, or your algorithm on TikTok is completely different to mine. You got a lot of cow stuff. I got some sports. I got ads. I got investing, and then I was like, you know what? Let me get on live and see what are like 3 core topics that we should talk about on the podcast at least today. And the one that kept coming up a lot, and a lot of people were telling me to speak about this. The girl that went missing in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, her name is, I'm going to say is because they haven't found her, is Konanki, 20 years old from Virginia, a college student in Pittsburgh. She has been missing since March 6th after arriving at the Dominican Republic for spring break. Pretty much, she was in the outside area of the hotel around 4:15. Power outages at the hotel may have prompted guests to move outdoors. And earlier video shows of Konanki, a friend hugging her at the hotel bar, right? What they're saying is that somehow, some way, some crazy rip current took her at 4:15 and took her in the sea.
In the morning.
In the morning, yeah. They're unsure of where she's at, if she made it out or not. More than 300 officials, FBI support, and they're conducting a search across air, sea, and land all over. What I'm seeing is that the Dominican Republic is playing a big part. Like they're actually trying to look for her and find her. But for now, it's just left at that. So it completely sucks to go on vacation and just be like, you don't come back.
Yeah, and
you know?
imagine for the family having like so many unanswered questions, not knowing, and from Virginia all the way to, or her friends being there too. Like, do you go back home? Do you wait? Like, what do you do? Like, what can you do? Everyone's doing the most that they can, but such a sad, I'm not gonna say tragic yet, because hopefully they do find her. But yeah, it's super sad to hear stories like this. I know things like this happen very often, but it's more scary, I feel, when people are on vacation. Like, you're not expecting something like this to happen at all. You're going for a good time, and then for something like that to happen. Imagine not only what she's going through,
The family,
the friends that were there with her,
the hotel, because this is a very known hotel too. What the reason that I also bring this up and that I thought it was a good idea is just to, when you go on these vacations, on these trips, it's just so important to just be as safe as possible. Just try to have someone around you at all times, even though like we're a little bad with that. We be wilding out, right?
Yeah.
But when you hear stories like this, it's
like an eye opener.
Anything could happen.
Yeah.
And mostly overseas, not in the United States, authorities just take things very differently compared to the United States. Not good or bad, but just different.
Yeah.
So yeah, just stay safe and try to stay around people at all times, because you just never know what could happen,
Yeah, anything could happen. It doesn't have to just be by the water. You be in the city. But yeah, you just have to at least try. And I know it's hard because you're on vacation. We're all drinking, you're all hanging out, but I would say 1,000% stay close to your friends.
Or
stay
someone
friends.
someone to take care of you, or just be around people.
Because it makes, I don't know the full story. I didn't even know about this, but like, was she out there by herself? Where were her friends?
There's 5 friends. I don't know at that time who was with her.
Did she walk away like tipsy, right? Like, we have no idea, but oh my God, it's super scary. Just stay safe. Especially like right now, my little sister, she's leaving on a trip to Puerto Rico. It's her first
solo trip
without us. I mean, she's going with her man and her, I think another group of friends. But now I'm like, damn, should I go with them? I'm being dead serious.
Pues dale. Vámonos.
But our thoughts and prayers go out to Konanki, her family, and friends. We will definitely be keeping you in our prayers, and we very, very much hope that you are found soon.
Yes. On a different note, another subject that you guys brought up while I was on live earlier was, babe, did you know Yolanda Saldívar is coming out literally in like 2 weeks?
You know what? I saw something on TikTok about it. But
2
no,
weeks.
I did not know it was in 2 weeks.
First of all, like, how did time fly from 1995?
Yeah, so she
today?
did 20 years?
30 years.
30 years?
30 years in prison.
Two.
She was, I think, sentenced to life, but 30 years parole. Like, parole after 30 years.
Damn, that's crazy.
And that's got to be, well, I asked you earlier, that's got to be the most hated Mexican woman ever.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah, for sure.
And for
At
her
least
to...
because of the Selena.
Yeah, and for her to come out now is like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, well, I know that people that, commit crimes like that, I know that they could get out earlier with parole. Do I think that's okay? I honestly don't think so. Like, you literally took somebody's life and completely changed their family's life. I don't think people like that, especially caught así red-handed, I don't understand why they are able to be out in society again.
Yeah.
At all, in my opinion. But
yeah. So the reason I bring it up also is that in a recent interview, Yolanda Saldívar claims that Selena is partly to blame for her shooting, for her death.
Yeah.
There's more to this. Pretty much, she said she was reacting to a way that she was confronted. Mm-hmm. She says that Selena came to her really aggressive. She was thrown off of how forceful Selena was being. Everything happened so fast. If Selena had confronted her differently, this would never had happened.
And this is a recent interview?
Yes. I'm like, why would you say this?
And does anyone believe her?
What? No.
Like, she's been in prison 30 years and I've never heard this side about it. And I mean, I could be wrong. Let me know down below. I don't know too many details about or have ever seen any of her interviews, nor do I want to see them.
No te interesa, pues.
No me interesa verlas because I don't want to hear her side. Like, people like that, I feel like they're lying, number one. I don't believe nothing coming out their mouth. And at the end of the day, I don't want to give them any more spotlight. So I'm not going to give them my view. Mm-hmm. Kind of like Casey Anthony.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
Wait, but do you know now that she's trying to be like on TikTok and popular?
What?
Yes.
Do you follow her now?
No, but I saw like a TikTok about it. But I'm the type.
Anthony, I forgot about that girl.
And she's from Florida. I'm the type that with people like that, I don't even look into it because I don't want to give them my views. They're getting paid for your views, so I don't even want to give them that time of day. So that's why a lot of times I'm a little lost because I literally try not to. So yeah, I could only imagine if she gets out and she tries to be on social media, there's going to be people that follow. And there's going to be, she's going to be getting paid for these type of, not interviews, but for this type of content.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it goes back to she's famous because of what she did.
Yeah.
So she's getting paid because of, let's say that. Mm-hmm. But let me backtrack a little bit.
A ver.
You were talking about not giving these people clout that don't deserve the clout. And I know exactly who you're talking about, but we're not going to give her clout on this podcast.
Yeah.
But I was listening to a whole nother podcast. It didn't make no sense because they were saying that these type of people don't deserve this clout, right? Mm-hmm. They don't deserve it. But they were saying the whole name on the podcast. They were saying how
they're using that name for clout too.
How annoying she was and how so disrespectful and how she shouldn't be on these channels and these channels should take her content down. But they're saying her name and all that. I'm like, it doesn't make no sense.
Mm-hmm. But you're doing the opposite.
I guess you're doing the opposite. But they were like going ham.
I didn't see that, whatever you're talking about.
Yeah, they were going ham on her. I had to watch it. I was like, you know what? Let me see what's going on here. But we already know we're not going to name these type of names on this podcast.
Society has always had like chisme pages and
La Flaca.
People that use names to get those views, which is, like it's okay. For me, I don't mind when you're talking about certain individuals that are famous. It's normal. But it's those individuals that don't deserve it, kind of like, let's say, Casey Anthony or this Yolanda lady coming out, right? Like people that are just 1,000% not even all there, and they're going to be getting paid because you're watching their stuff. And then even if these like chisme pages or whatever pages that are talking about it, even if they have a following that doesn't even know who that person is, they're going to know now, and they're going to look it up, and she's going to get another view and more money, and here we go all over again.
Yeah, and mostly because it's these large podcasts, and they're huge. They're going to make that other person pop off more and way more, and le siguen dando rueda, which is not good, but I guess at the end of the day, we live in America. We thought TikTok was going somewhere, and it didn't go nowhere. But it's a free world. You could listen, watch whatever the hell you want.
That's true.
And it's up to you and whatever you want your kids or your significant other to watch. No hay pedo.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Anyways,
we're going to be right back. Take a quick little break. But finally, you guys, we're going to talk about two things. You guys ready?
What?
Wedding, kids.
What?
Wedding, kids. Which one you want to talk about first?
You see, I did not know we were going to talk about this.
It's a little quick one.
We could do wedding first.
Wedding and then kids. Okay. We'll be right back, you guys. I'm actually excited because this is actually a Lily Bay topic going on right now. So I'm going to let her take it over.
Earlier that I said, what I didn't know is because I mentioned these things to him for a TikTok. But he's like, no, let's talk about it too on the podcast. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So Are you ready?
What is going on, a ver?
So I was planning to do a TikTok, and it's because I saw an inspo from somebody else where they did 5 controversial things that they are not doing at their wedding or that they're doing at their wedding. But I didn't want to start with that. I'm like, I don't want to start with the negativity because I remember I was watching somebody's whole wedding unfold, like from when they got engaged to the day of their wedding. And they were always posting a lot of that type of negative stuff, you know, like I guess they were annoyed with certain people. So they were always posting like why they're not doing this, why they're not doing that. And I don't want to do that.
Okay.
So I'm like, I would want to start with 5 fun things that I would like to do and then maybe 5 controversial things. So I will do a little bit of both.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to start off with, I have 7 written down, but 7 fun things that I saw and that interest me and that I was like, ooh, maybe we should do it. I'm not saying that we're going to do it for sure because you guys know we suck at planning. But when I saw it, I was like, okay, that's something we could maybe do. Obviously, there's only so much we could do in one night. So you ready, babe?
Bear with me here, a ver.
Number 1 is something that has been trending a little bit more lately, so it's not anything out of this world, but having a 2 to 3 day wedding.
Okay.
In Mexico is very common. A lot of people have seen big parties being thrown like this or even small parties, but you guys might not know it's a 3-day wedding, but in reality, it's usually like the rehearsal dinner. It's usually the day of the wedding and then the recalentado. So now they're just naming it differently. It's pre-boda, boda, and tornaboda, but it's kind of the same concept, right? So I would like to do something like that. At first, I was kind of like, I don't know, because I don't want to take up my guests' time too much. I want them to be able to enjoy being in Guanajuato and hanging out and, right, doing all of this. But I was like, when I saw the time, what times it would be at, I was like, oh, they'll still have all morning and all night, the two days.
No, but fuck that. Everyone is there for us. I don't care what I don't care. I'm being honest. I'll take your whole 3 days. No pasa nada. You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Oktoberfest, Munich. You know the history behind Oktoberfest? Mm-mm. It was a 5-day wedding.
Oh,
and
yeah?
that's where the tradition started, in Munich. And then from there, we've been going ham. We even went to Munich. There's a whole vlog on it.
Insert footage here. Hopefully, Mando doesn't forget. Let's see.
Just go watch the YouTube.
I'll say that's one thing that I would like to incorporate. Okay. Number 2 is a mini tattoo station.
Wait, what do you mean by that? Everyone's getting tattoos?
Whoever wants.
Okay.
It would just be like a fun little entertainment thing to do. Why? Because even though I'm not that tatted up, I love little tattoos. I love traveling and getting a little tattoo here and there, even though Mando doesn't have any. So I don't know if that would really go with our aesthetic. But I know that for sure there will be a line. Like, all my friends would be there getting a tattoo. For sure. Even my mom, ya pedilla, maybe she'll go get one too. She don't have any, though. But what do you think about that?
I think that's good because, like, a tattoo is like...
memorable.
You could regret it, right?
Uh-huh.
But a tiny tattoo, it's manageable, right?
Yeah, and it's something
like
memorable.
It's a tiny tattoo.
Like, oh, we all got this tattoo at Lily's wedding. You know, Lily and Armando's wedding.
It'll be a tiny regret.
Ay, Armando, por favor.
¿Sí o no?
I mean, yeah, but I don't have no tiny regrets.
I mean, if you hate the tattoo, it'll be tiny anyway. So it's a mini
Anyways, another thing that this was actually Mando's idea. It's a cigar rolling station. That is really, really big here in Tampa. Mm-hmm. Tampa is it's also known as the cigar city. So Mando, along with my cousins and my tios and stuff, they all like the little cigars here and there. Yeah. And go ahead.
Yeah, we spoke about it before. Pretty much when I moved to Tampa, her uncles will be like, maybe at midnight, they'll go like to the side and smoke a cigar. But to me, it was rare. Like seeing a Mexican actually smoke a cigar was super rare because I grew up in a Mexican area. And for one, they didn't really smoke cigarettes. And for sure, they didn't smoke cigars. But here in Tampa, like Dominican, Cubans, and Puerto Ricans, they're known to like always smoke cigars. So it became a tradition. Mm-hmm. Now at parties, at some time of the night, mm-hmm. we end up smoking a cigar, mm-hmm. which is great. It's a great feeling. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
Number 4 would be surprise entertainment. It could be, they call it the happenings.
The happening.
Like something, like it could be.
All right, don't give it away, but what do you think?
It could be music entertainment, which in the description it said like mariachi and banda. Well, that's already obvious for Mexican weddings. But aside from that, they'll have like people that do like Circus Soleil and fires and violins and all this. It could be any of that. Anything that's out of the ordinary for a wedding. So I was like, ooh, that's a good idea. I've been sending my wedding planners ideas, but there's nothing that like sticks out yet. There is a few that we're gonna do for sure, but I still like feel like I'm missing something, but I don't know what.
Well, don't worry, guys. For the people that are joining us on this special day, it's not gonna be Lily Bay doing a karaoke or nothing like that.
No.
That's not the surprise entertainment, right? Okay,
No,
good.
absolutely not. Another idea that I saw, but it's actually a little more common now, is the late food snack.
Yeah.
A lot of people get taqueros or chilaquiles or maruchan.
Pretty much para bajar la peda.
Even though it's already kind of normal, it's still not traditional. It's like a new thing. So I do want to do something like that. What would you want to give for late night
Yeah,
food?
it's definitely gotta be like some unos taquitos al pastor or some little sopes, some empanadas, some little
Ooh,
croquetas
I
that your
love
mom
empanadas.
gives. Just some bread, something to like get you going like around 1, 2 a.m. No, maybe midnight.
A lot of people tell me chilaquiles, but you guys, I don't like chilaquiles. I know I'm going to get canceled for this, but I am not a fan. So everything that we give or don't give, I want it to be things that represent us. Like we love this, or we're not doing this because we don't like this, you know? So for late night food, right now my top is tacos.
Okay.
That's like my top. If I could, I would do freaking ramen or something, but that doesn't make no sense, right?
It might be to the point where like somebody might have missed dinner for some reason, and then they look forward to like midnight or 1 a.m. and they're able to eat, you know?
Yeah, you know what you said right now? I love empanadas too,
Empanadas,
but that has nothing to do
croquetas.
with Mexican.
I mean, no, it's still like it's us.
Yeah, it is
know?
us, but how are we going to find that in Mexico?
Well, we found a Cuban sandwich in Guanajuato.
That's
We
true.
got to find it, you know?
The last two, one is an after hours speakeasy or lounge area, which I love. One of the venues that we actually went to go see that I was down to get, but then I ended up saying no just because of the location. They had an after hours lounge upstairs, and I thought that was genius because like after the wedding, siempre quedan. Usually me, Mando's usually asleep, but me and some of my friends are still awake, lit as hell. So having an area like that, more intimate, and we can still have a bartender and a DJ.
Well, the reason I think it's gonna work and it's kind of necessary is because obviously maybe 100, maybe 200, maybe 300 people at this venue, and everyone's not gonna be there till 1 a.m. Right? By like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m., maybe 50 or 20% are still there. And the salon or the area just looks so big. So if you compress everyone to like a speakeasy somewhere where like 50 people fit, it's going to feel lit. It's going to feel like a whole different energy.
It's going to feel like we started all over again.
Yeah. And we go hard.
And then according to Mando, he's not going to drink until the last hour?
Until the last hour.
Yeah,
hour.
1 hour.
I'm going to be taking it easy. He said tomorrow and then at the speakeasy and towards the end of the night, then we're going ham.
If the wedding ends like at 4, I'll start going ham like at 12.
No, you'll be done. You said ham though.
I will remember all the beginning though.
But you said ham. Ham is like shot.
No. Maybe like I'll start going ham like 12:30.
12:31. 30
minutes later. Anyways, all right. Next, that thing that I saw was a party bus transportation.
Okay.
That's
dangerous though.
We are having bus transportations, but when I saw party bus transportation, I was like, but I don't even know if that's possible because there would be way too many party buses. Like, how do you even get that many in one area, right?
That's true.
Anyways, and then nada más le caben como unas 20 personas. You would need like 100 party buses. So yeah, probably not going to do that one, but I thought that was lit.
And maybe not in Mexico. It's probably harder.
In case you have like a smaller intimate party, and that would be a good idea.
But the reason I say it's dangerous, I'll be quick pretty much. You get into a wedding already lit. So imagínate, ya llegas al 100. No, hombre, it's too much.
I mean, it's only like a 15 minutes drive.
A lot of things happens in 20 minutes.
Anyways, that's true. I remember one time we got a party bus to OKC. It's a 45-minute
my
drive.
God.
They finished 7 bottles in those 45 minutes.
Y alguien llegó miada. I'm not even joking. If you look close enough in one of those vlogs, you'll see.
And somebody else llegó a
Sleep.
dormirse.
They slept in the party bus the whole time. I'm like, what the-
They slept at the club
the
on
club.
the couch the whole time.
club.
We had to like cut. Yeah, it was crazy. Anyways, 45 minutes. Yeah,
So yeah, it's dangerous.
that's my people. Okay, so now getting into the juicy ones. 5 controversial things that we are doing or not doing.
Not doing.
Not
this
do-
is our.
or that we're
These are for
doing.
sure. Say that again, just in case. baby.
5 controversial things that we are doing at our
Okay.
wedding,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Number 1, we've said it before, but no kids. It's going to be an adult party. And I feel like it's become very normal, more so nowadays, and especially with getaway destination weddings. So I'm happy for that, because if we would have done this 5-6 years ago, there would have been a lot more people mad. But I feel like nowadays people know, okay, it's normal for it not to be, for the kids not to come to weddings. The main reason is that we want everyone to have a good time, and we know from experience and watching people with their kids that like to get lit. When they have their kids, they're completely different.
Yeah.
They don't drink, they don't hang out. They're technically annoyed a lot of the night because they're having to manage their kids while everyone's getting lit. So I'm like, why would you even want to do that on a lit vacation at a lit wedding, right? So
And 90, maybe 100% of kids don't even want to fucking be there anyway.
that's true.
They rather be home scrolling on their iPad or playing with someone else. Like, they really don't care to be there.
So that is number 1. There will be some kids though. It's not going to be completely no kids. There will be like my close family and friends.
What do you think?
Kids.
Like 10 kids max?
Maybe like unos 10, 15 max, like Rudy, Camila, Luna, Juliana, all of our like close cousins and friends' kids. And of course, whoever was like a padrino, like hit us up. We're not gonna be like, okay, you can't take your family, but it wasn't that many. So
So what are you saying? If you're a padrino, you could bring your kids. So ahí les va, eh?
okay, number 2 is no wedding party. We've talked about this before. What I mean about wedding
What do you
party
mean by that?
is no no bridesmaids, no groomsmen, right? I've always said it from day one, no bridesmaids. I have way too many friends, way too many cousins to narrow it down to like under 10 people. So I'd rather not even have that stress, honestly. And at first, Mando was like, why not? And when I started listing everyone, he's like, oh yeah, you have way too many people. Like, he agreed that I have too many people. So at one point, Mando was like, well, you don't have to have no bridesmaids, but I'm going to have groomsmen. And I wasn't the type like, no, that's not going to make no sense. I was like, okay, yeah, you can still do it. Like, so you can still have like a bachelor party and take pictures with them. But then you changed your mind. What made you change it?
Because
Every year he changed the
every
groomsmen?
year my groomsmen be changing a lot, right? So my circle changes a lot, not for good or bad, but they just change.
Yeah.
So like you say, this year I had for sure these. 2 years ago were for sure 5 other ones. And then towards the end of the year, 5 other ones. So like, who are we picking?
Yeah.
So in order to make it fair and not hurt any feelings and make it a little less stressful.
It's not that the ones that you picked 5 years ago wouldn't make the cut no more. It's just now it's way too many for him too.
Yeah.
Right?
So no strings attached to nobody. And moving on, baby.
Number 3 would be no wedding cake. And that's something that we kind of looked at each other like, what?
That's true.
But apparently it's a thing that people are doing. They're not
just
even
so
doing
common,
wedding
right?
cakes no more. Which I didn't even know, or I don't. Maybe it's a Mexico thing. But whenever the planners asked us, "Do you guys want a wedding cake?" I was like, "What kind of fucking question is that?" Of course, right? Or no? Do they get wedding cakes? Like, but then I'm like, wait, and don't cancel me for this. I'm not a big fan of cake in Mexico.
Okay.
Right?
That's true.
So I was like, I don't really care to have a cake if I'm not a cake fan in Mexico to begin with. So we decided we are gonna have dessert. Like they in Mexico, from what I've seen in the past, they'll do either dessert tables or a cake. Remember for your brother's wedding too, they asked him, he wanted a dessert table, but then he also wanted a wedding cake, and they were like so confused. They were like, wait, you want both? Remember? I kind of remember
think
that.
so.
And he still did both, if I'm not mistaken. So anyways,
Yeah, well, what I see possible too, just I'm not saying this is gonna go like this, but I've seen where they make like a beautiful cake and then there's just like a little piece just to cut it for the picture. Maybe that, but I don't even think that's necessary.
yeah, but we had other desserts like Mexican desserts.
Oh, yeah,
Bitch,
fire,
those are fire. So I rather mil veces these desserts that I think are fire than having a wedding cake that I don't like. Right. So yeah, no wedding cake for us.
100%.
Number 4. Dun dun dun. No plus ones.
No plus. Wait, what do you mean by that?
For example, we have a lot of single friends,
Oh my
family,
God. This is a good one.
cousins,
This
a
is a
little
good
bit of
one.
everything that have that are single, but they
Okay.
have like their little boo that they're talking
Right.
to. Don't get mad at me
Currently.
neither. And I even told one of them, I was like, motherfucker, you got a new one every other week, you know? Or
If we haven't met her or met him, for sure, no.
yeah. Well, I have my reasons why I feel like and I don't mind sharing that on here. A lot of the people that have been, damn, how do I say this? A lot of the
Give me the cruda realidad, babe. Don't hold it back.
a lot of the potential boyfriends, girlfriends that some of our circle has had, one either end up being super toxic or super like you wouldn't want them at anything formal because they get crazy, right? Number 3, another reason why too, that now that I think about it out loud, is that our party's gonna be lit. And we've had situations where we've never gotten lit with certain people.
Yeah.
And once they get lit, they're a whole nother person. So if I've never gotten lit with them, and I don't know how they get, if they get aggressive, they start fighting, if they, just make a show or over there being sly. I don't want to deal with that. And if I don't know them, men knows
Pretty
I
much
wanna
what you're
deal with
saying
that.
is that you don't want to invite any drama.
I don't want the potential drama.
Right, because you don't
That's
know.
it. Exactly.
People act
That's it.
very different when they're drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't want people there that I don't know. How hard is that?
I think too is like when let's say you invite a super close person to you and then they bring a plus one, they're going to feel bad leaving them and really not party with everyone else because that person doesn't know everyone else.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But there's people que se llevan con todos y no pasa nada. But to avoid that,
Yeah, and the thing is that I throw a lot of parties, a lot of big parties, and all of my friends, because we all have different groups of friends, right? All of my friends all know each other. So we're not inviting anyone new that person will feel weird by being there.
Yeah.
No, everyone knows each other. Everyone has partied together. Everyone knows the vibe. So no plus ones because I don't want, one, anyone that might cause drama. 2, anyone, we've even had people like making faces. Like when we've had parties, we've had a party here and people bring somebody I don't know. They'll be here like judging everyone. They'll be there like standing, even
like,
to me.
who the hell invited your
like,
ass?
hey, how are you? And they'll be like,
At your house.
bitch. No, I don't want to deal with that at my wedding. Nope, absolutely not. So no plus ones. And number 5 is not inviting certain family members, like extended family and all that.
La tía del tío que es tu prima, no hombre, es mucha mezcla.
Yeah. One, because I wanted to be just my people, close friends and family, people that invite me to their parties too. So at one point, I thought my mom was going to be so mad, bro, because I remember when we were planning, I think we were starting to plan Maria's quince, and Maria didn't want a big party. She just wanted like our close friends and family. My little sister Maria, she's kind of shy. She don't like wearing dresses, like huge, so I understood her. And my mom, at one point, she was like, no. If we're going to throw a party, we're inviting everyone. Right? So for this, but we ended up not doing Maria a party, and COVID came and all of that crazy stuff. So for my wedding, before we even started planning, I sat my mom down and I was like, look, Letitia, I'm having this wedding and I'm letting you know right now that we are not inviting everyone and their mothers plus their tias plus their grandmas. I'm only inviting all of our close friends and family, like people that we actually convivir with, people that invite us to their parties,
events,
and
yeah.
that's it. Like, that's it. And she was like, okay, sí, está bien, it's your wedding. So I was kind of like, but I think she understood the assignment because, especially when I said only people that invite us to their parties, she was like, oh, that makes sense.
She understood that.
Yeah, she was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Why would we invite all these people that they have invited us to their parties? So thank God my mom was all on board for that. My suegra, on the other hand, she's still a little bit hard to make her understand. She's not getting mad or nothing, right? She hasn't gotten mad.
Not yet, at least.
But Mando hasn't sat her down either. Like I sat down with my mom.
Late. It's getting late in the game.
So she's been asking a few times of like, can we invite this neighbor,
I'm like,
that
no, babe.
neighbor?
No, mom. I don't know that lady. What if she gets drunk and tries to
Get
take
drunk.
advantage of somebody or something? I don't know. I'm just kidding.
But so far that's our 5 controversial things that we are not doing, right?
Comment down below what you guys think. What did we miss? What should we not do? Just give us some feedback.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, wait, if we were having like a rancho party,
Pues todos. O aquí
everyone
local.
could go. I don't give a fuck who goes. Like everyone and their moms could go. No, not even here local. It wouldn't be a rancho party.
Yeah.
It would be like over there in our rancho. That's different. Everyone gets invited there, right? But for something like this, the seats are numbered. Everyone has assigned seating, and like I don't want to have to deal with none of that. So yeah, that is the 5 controversial things that we're doing at our wedding that I could think of. Well, that I just looked up real quick.
Yeah, and I promised to talk about babies and kids. So
oh yeah,
let me finish off right here. Quick fire questions, since we've been getting asked so much about kids. Let's see. You ready, babe? Mm-hmm. How many kids do you want? 4. Who's more ready to be a parent? Lily Bay.
Me?
No, I think
You?
am.
I don't know. I
Or
think we're the
50-50.
same, honey.
That's true.
No?
I mean, if I didn't really have to.
You could be honest. When would you like it? Let's say we were already married.
Okay. Like right now, we're already married.
Yeah, we're already married.
I'll give it another year. Keep pushing it.
We push it every other year.
All right, you ready? Who's naming the first kid? Me.
No, I'm naming all of them.
All of
honey.
them?
Yeah.
No.
All of them.
Nah, I am.
We have names that we both like. So if it's not on that list, then it has to go through me. Like, what would you name your child?
Federica.
You're dumb. No hate to Federica, to any Federicas out there.
Felipe.
That's not even on our list.
Juanito.
That's my brother's name.
Oscar.
And Felipe is my tío's name.
All right. Who's more likely to be the fun parent versus the strict parent? I'm the fun parent.
I think Mando will be the fun parent,
But
for
Lily's
sure.
a coward because the kids be running over her, man.
Like what? Only Luna.
Exactly.
But she's a baby.
Who's changing the most diapers? Lily Bay, for sure. For sure.
I don't mind cleaning.
Who's waking up for the night feeds?
Mando.
Lily Bay. No, you are.
No,
the night
you
ones?
are.
The 2, 3 a.m.?
Okay, I think, and hear me out, I told Mando, am I going to be a stay-at-home mom? Because if that's the case, I can easily stay up till 5 in the morning. I am a
And
night
do it all
owl.
day.
I'm a night owl, but you got to do it all morning.
You don't want to be a stay-at-home mom, though.
For like a month. Yeah, I can't be a stay-at-home mom. I got to go. I got to
Who's
be outside.
Who's teaching them to drive? You.
Probably me.
Who's handling tantrums at the store? Me.
I think both of us. You don't think both of us?
Yeah. Like, whoever sees it first.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, we had a Luna over here the other day, and I realized something, and it was Mando doing it. Do you know what I'm about to say? So when Luna, that's my niece, she just turned 3 a month ago. Like if I were to be like, hey Luna, do you want to eat? She'll respond, no, I don't want to eat right now. But then Mando in the back would be like, yeah, she does. Luna wants to eat. Yes, she does. Like, kind of picking at her. So then to Mando, she'll be like, no, Mando, I don't want to eat. I said I don't want to. And she'll start crying. And I tell Mando, babe, you need to stop doing that because you're making her react like that. Because to me, and I have to cut it right there, but to me, ella me habla bien. No, I don't want to eat right now. I eat later. Like that. And I'm like, if you keep picking at them like that, that's going to be her reaction, not only here, but at the stores, in front of people. And
That's
you
true.
don't want that, right? So as soon as she starts like that, I'd be like, hey, no, we don't talk like that. Talk to me right. And Mando stop. And I have to show her, I have to tell Mando in front of her, Mando, stop playing with her like that. So she knows that he's just playing, right? But the fact that I caught that, what made you, did you realize
I'm like, you're
that?
right. I guess I got to change that because with more time, it's just going to get worse. And mostly in front of people.
Uh-huh.
You know?
So you're like teaching her to react like that.
And we don't want them to react like that.
And you caught yourself do it like 3-4 times in the few hours that we had her.
That's true.
Like when we were in the pool too, I forgot what you told her. Like she needed help to get down. And you're like, no, you can do it by yourself.
And then she's like, ah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, of course, we're not parents yet, but we practice a lot with our nieces and nephews.
See, I think we're well weathered, if that's a term, but we've seen a lot. So yeah.
And we try to catch ourselves and fix it. And again, it might be different.
Yeah.
I do love my nieces and nephews so much. Like I can't even imagine loving anything more than what I love them. But I know they say when you have your kids, you'll understand. So yeah, I know. Maybe once we have our kids, maybe, I'm not going to be able to talk to them as sternly. Like, no, you don't do that. Right. I don't know. So for now, that is it. That is the baby topic.
Yeah.
We do want to start trying though after the
right
wedding.
now?
Like literally, we get married on this day, the next day, honey,
Ooh, doggy.
or that night. We're gonna, a ver qué pasa. But we're excited. Nervous for that. Oh my God, I don't want to think about that far.
And that's the update. Wedding, kid talk. I told you we're gonna talk about it, so don't be like, oh, you guys said you're gonna talk about it. Y'all didn't even bring it up, which we did. Mm-hmm. Before we go, I want to close it off with a little bit of motivation, or maybe some. What would you call this? Like
Uplifting.
Quotes. Just listen.
Oh.
Don't leave anything for later. Later, the coffee gets cold. Later, you lose interest. Later, the day turns into night. Later, people grow up. Later, people grow old. Later, life goes by. Later, you regret nothing about doing something when you had that chance. So don't wait for later.
That's true. I love that. I never heard that one before.
Yeah, the coffee gets cold later. I think we'll leave it at that. And once again, thank you guys for joining us on episode 127 of the TCR podcast. Another episode in the books. I'm super excited to be here every single, let's say Wednesday, but we shoot on Tuesdays. And I'm excited that you guys are here with us today. But that's it.
But yeah, you guys, we'll see you all on the next
Nos
podcast.
vemos. Thank
Bye.
you guys.